Hello everybody and welcome. My name's Leonie, and if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe. And if you're new, there will be about 14 minutes of pre-live chat while we welcome everybody to the live stream. Please feel free to join in, ask questions, say hello, and if you are not watching live, then please feel free to scroll forward until the start of the tour. Hello Sue, hello Leslie, hello Susan, hello Kathy, hello Tish. So yes, it's a very wet evening, Leslie, very. So I'm a visioning cream. Why, thank you. Hello Caroline. I haven't got the heating on, so I'm nicely tucked up in my top, and I have got a peach in the room, which may spell disaster. There is nothing not so relaxing as having a peach in the room. For those of you who aren't aware, peach is not a fruit in this particular occasion. Peach is in fact Freya, aka Peachy, aka La Pêche, and she is a little cat who's 2 years old. Hello Sharon, hello Laurie. Hello Michaela. So she's this is my cat-free office, and she ignores that and is the only cat that actually comes in, has her own little bed. So it's not really a cat-free office, because she doesn't understand that she's not allowed in when mummy's working. So she has a little bed on the floor, and she's just got in there, curled up, purred, and now she's going to go to sleep with any luck. She does tend to sit with me wherever I may be. So yeah, very sweet child most of the time. She was a crazy girl this morning, running around like an absolute loon. Had an interesting event earlier. I was in the car. I'd got back from doing a little bit of Christmas shopping. I was on my phone, looking at my messenger, replying, busy. Open the door. As I opened the door, an Amazon man was walking past, and I nearly caused him serious damage. The timing was spectacular. Fortunately, I did not actually cause him too much damage. Yes, it's a Sunday, it's Amazon Prime, it's my 30-day free trial, which I get every year generally. Get a few things come through on Prime, splendid. Did a bit of wrapping today because I am trying not to get myself into the same position of leaving everything until the last minute, which stresses me out every single year. So I've wrapped up a few presents. We can't see her for a couple of reasons. She's in an igloo bed, and you can't see her. Basically, it's a little furry igloo, and you can just make out her her little peachy fur. And I could move the gimbal and show you, but unfortunately there's a lot of rubbish all around, wires and whatnot, which wouldn't look great on stream, and then I have to position myself just so. So if you can imagine a little fairy igloo house and a little peach inside. Hello Trista, hello Tish. I've forgotten now who I've said hello to and who I haven't. Hello Margaret. You are forgiven for being only 4 minutes late. You haven't missed anything, except for me letting everybody know that La Pêche is at my feet in a bed. Not literally at my feet, because that would involve me then stretching, no doubt, and chucking a bed all over the place. So weather-wise, it is miserable. Absolutely miserable. Just rain. The only thing is, I think that when it's raining, it's actually less cold. So maybe that's a good thing. Eskimo cat, yes, although actually it's now Inuit, isn't it? So she's an Inuit cat in her little igloo. But yes, it's really, you don't know which bit's which, to be fair. And yesterday I was cuddling a little kitten by the name of Hattie. Absolutely gorgeous. If I remember or somebody reminds me, I will share a photo on Leonie on tour. Such a little sweetie. And then we got another one in as well, which is only about 3-4 months old, a calico. So yeah, we've got a few beans, and of course I had the privilege of seeing, how old are they now? Must be 2 weeks old. Teeny little beans. We've got a calico and a ginge. So with an absolutely adorable mummy. So mummy has actually been reserved, which is wonderful because it's her second litter. And knowing that she'll go to a wonderful home when her babies are ready to fly the nest. They're kittens, so they won't actually fly the nest. Hopefully all will be well and they'll get a wonderful new home together. Oh, look at Trista with all her rats. Does it work? Does the atting work on the chat? Does everybody get those tags? So I hope you're all sufficiently stressed to benefit from the tour today. I don't hope you're stressed, obviously. I've got a little twitch on my left eye, and was quite interesting. I googled it. Why have I got this little twitch? And it said you're either stressed, anxious, fatigued. I was like, oh, Raleigh, I say. Hello, Mr. Michael. So I feel like if you watch Peter Sellers, The Pink Panther, there's a scene in there, I think, where, can't really describe it, but yes, hopefully that can, stop. Mike, I do appreciate the fact that you have fallen asleep before on one of my mind tours. My concern is that obviously I am tired myself. I might nod off. I did think if I fell asleep, which quite frankly, considering I find it very difficult to get to sleep when I go to bed, I thought, what would happen? The stream would just continue, but I mean, how dreadful that would be. So yes, no falling asleep for me. You can all fall asleep as long as you're still absorbing the goodness. Mike, don't worry, Susan's going to shout very loud. Tisha's got a megaphone, and actually I understand that Lamb gets a bit nippy. So yeah, it doesn't matter. If Mike's going to fall asleep, he's going to fall asleep. And if it does him the world of good, then let's hope so. Did I say hello to you, Leslie? I know I haven't said hello to Fran. Hello, Fran. I should have a tick list, shouldn't I, really? Present, like you did in the assembly. But of course I can never remember after about 5 seconds. I was trying to put Alice's, so the catering manager's daughter, I thought I'd put her birthday, it's her birthday next week, and I thought I'd put her birthday in my calendar so that I know exactly when it is. I think she had to steer me correctly about 3 times. I was putting it in for the wrong month, I was putting it in for the wrong day, then it was at the wrong time. It was a joy. I felt like, yes, well, this is marvellous. I was expecting that kind of behaviour when I'm a lot older, not now. Lamb will be passing out heated paw warmers for anyone who desires them. Wouldn't mind heated socks, please, Lamb. For anybody questioning who Lamb is, don't question, just accept it. There is no point questioning a virtual Lamb. So you said hello to you twice, Leslie. Well, there you are. You see, that's a Brucey bonus, isn't it? What else have I been up to? So I went to the cattery volunteering yesterday. Friday, I had booked to get my tyres done and my brakes done. And, oh my goodness me, 2.5 hours to get my tyres refitted. I said, why is it taking so long? Because I was told 90 minutes. And they said, well, actually, she's new. Right, that's wonderful. No, really. No, wonderful. Really, really, really. Well, if somebody, yes, somebody's checking her work. So I kind of imagine driving along with my front wheels shooting off in different directions. And the brakes, when you first break new brake pads, are quite spongy when you wear them in. So I'm like, I'm going to die. Because, of course, I'm not dramatic at all. So I was feeling rather grumpy. And I was in the, obviously, reception area, and some chap came up and said he'd been sat there for a while, and then he went, oh, by the way, that's not my bag, which was right next to his seat. And I was like, probably could have said that earlier. I said, okay, we'll track the CCTV. And I was like, CCTV? So yeah, we were all being watched. But I'm not sure if there was a sign or not saying you are on camera. Not that I would have been there picking my nose anyway, but still, something you like to know about. Anyway, they managed to track the chap down, let him know, and he had to come back. What a pain. Place near you would take about 15 minutes. Well, I think that might be slightly fast, to be honest. I think there's a balance. I was fine with 90 minutes. I walked off, I went into town, I came back, but then that's an hour of just my life I'm wasting. And there's only so much Candy Crush you can do. Although I seem to have been blasting Candy Crush. I've been stuck on the same level for about 10 days now. It's driving me insane. But there we are. There we are. What can we say? What can we say? What else? I think that's about me done. I think that's the excitement of my life this weekend. Volunteering for the hospice again next Saturday for a carol concert at a grammar school. So that'll be nice. Lovely. I'm enjoying a bit. That'll be a bit, feeling a bit Christmassy. Ha ha balance, love a good tar joke. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even know. Could have done a tour while I was waiting. Oh, yes. Should I have done that? Oh, a tour from the inside of a garage. Oh, how exciting that would have been. Well, there was a girl on her phone. And she wasn't just on her phone, she was doing a video call. And she was on her, I think it was her boyfriend, and they're having a long discussion. And I was like, when did manners stop being a thing? When did they stop being a thing that it's acceptable to have a video call loudly while you're sat waiting in a reception? Because I had no interest in their conversation. It wasn't entertaining. If it had been entertaining, I might have forgiven them, but it wasn't. Don't sit there having a video call. Goodness gracious, I've got a video call, I've got CCTV, I've got hands. I've got hands, they're multiplying. Trista's got given her mother-in-law's sewing machine from the early 60s. She's very excited. Very excited. I've no Husqvarna. They were recording me, so yes, but it doesn't give me permission to record them, unfortunately. And I don't think, to be fair, they actually watch it unless there's a reason to. You know, if I'd have done something dramatic, like thrown tyres around the room, there were no tyres to throw around, and I don't have the upper arm strength, so it's unlikely that would have happened. Yes, I'd love to be able to sew. I was looking at some crochet things. I think, wouldn't it be marvellous to be able to crochet animals, small animals, and then there's two words. One is no, because that's not your skill set, and then the second one would be peach. Can you imagine? She has this habit of, when I'm putting a food bowl down, or more annoyingly a water bowl, or I could be picking them up, she'll just bop it. So she's done that before when I'm trying to put a fresh water bowl down, and water's gone all over the place. She thinks it's funny, but it's actually not. Right, I think we're nearly there. Nearly there. 6 o'clock on the nose. Splendid. Wonderful. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I hope you're all ready to relax. Because it's December the 1st, which is quite shocking. But it's also a time that I know that stress levels can go up because there's so much to do. And there's obviously always the other external factors going on, like waiting in garages. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. Please do subscribe to my channel. What I would say is this is meant to be a really relaxing experience. So for everybody there, you need to stop talking about sewing machines now and chainsaws. They don't do the same thing. And I want to make sure that you're actually sitting comfortably. So by that, I mean, if you've got a belt and it's tight, then make sure you loosen it. If you've got somewhere that you can lie back, wonderful. If you fall asleep, as I say, enjoy it. It doesn't matter. But I want you to make sure that you're feeling really comfortable. And then what I also want you to do is stop using the chat, because if you're using the chat, you are not relaxing. So I want you to close your eyes, because if you close your eyes, hopefully you're going to really let that relaxation take over. And I, of course, will be closing my eyes too, and I won't be responding to anything in the chat, I'm afraid, because I won't see it until the end of the mindfulness session. At the end of the mindfulness session, I will be sharing a video taken on an actual river. So hopefully we'll carry on. So what we want to do is now close our eyes. Make sure we're feeling nice and relaxed. And don't worry if sometimes your mind wanders, as long as you bring it back to the sound of my voice. And what we're going to do is some muscle relaxation. And what I want you to take note of is the difference between the feeling of tension and relaxation. We're going to start with our feet. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to rest your feet and point your toes upwards. And as you do so, I want you to hold for a few seconds. Never push to the point of being painful. Just push to the point of feeling that tension and then relax. And I want you to feel the difference between your tense muscles and the relaxation. And then I want you to stretch your feet down so your toes are pointing towards the floor, and then you can feel that tension on the front of your ankle. And then I want you to relax and lower your foot. And again, I just want you to be focusing on what you're doing. So what we're going to do again is we're going to put your toes up in the air, pushing back, and then relax. And then what I want you to do is clench your calves. Not too tightly, just tight enough that you can feel that tension for a few seconds, and then relax. What I want you to do, when you're creating that tension, I want you to breathe in, and then when you relax, breathe out. And we're moving up. We're moving up the body, and I want you to clench your thighs just for a few seconds, and then relax and breathe out. And again, just feeling the way your body changes as you're going from tension to relaxation. And I want you to hold your stomach in, hold it, relax. And already there's no worries in your mind. All you're doing is focusing on these actions. Then we're moving to your shoulders. And I want you to lift your shoulders up and feel that tension. Feel that tension, and then relax. And when each movement that you're making, you can feel the stresses leaving your body. And now I want you to raise your arms with either your arms stretched out, or if you haven't got the space, you can connect your hands in the front of your body, feeling that pushing your arms upwards, and then drop and relax. And I want you to push your hands together. Push your hands, feel that pressure as you're pushing your hands together, and then release. And as you're releasing, I want you to envisage all those worries and fears and tension, and they're like bubbles, and they're floating into the room, and they're leaving your body. And then I want you to frown and relax. Let's do that one more time. Frown and relax. And now we're feeling comfortable. We're feeling much more relaxed and in a position to start our journey on the Mind River. We're standing on the banks of a river, and there's 5 steps down to take a step onto the boat. And as we take each step, we're going to feel more and more relaxed, and our body's going to become heavier and comfortable. So as we're at the top step, I want us to look out, and we can see blue sky, and we're warm, and our body's starting to become heavier, and we're taking the step to the second step. As we take that step, we're feeling our arms become heavier and comfortable, and our peace is seeping through our body. And we're going to move on to the third step now. And again, just feeling heavier, relaxed, carefree. We're moving on to the fourth step. Now feeling so much more relaxed. And our breathing steady. We're feeling comfortable. We're going to take our last step onto that bottom 5th step. We're as relaxed as we've ever been. And we're going to now take a step onto our riverboat. We're going to take a look at where we're going. As we're walking, we can see there's wooden flooring. And we're walking towards a seat which is adjustable. We're at the front of the boat. We're going to sit down. We're going to sit fairly straight, but we're feeling ourselves sink into the seat cushioning. And we're really comfortable. And we're looking straight ahead, out into the river. And we're in control of this boat. We don't need to captain it. It's controlled by our mind. And you can go as fast as you like down the river, as long as it's relaxing and comfortable. Or you can go slowly and meander down the river. So let's start off slowly. And I want you to think about the weather. Is it a beautiful blue sky? Is the sun twinkling? Are you wearing sunglasses because it's so bright? Or is it cloudy? And you can see wisps across the sky. Or you're on the boat just before sunset. You can see some beautiful colours up ahead on the horizon. It's shifting. You can see reds and pinks and purples in the sky. Or are you taking a night cruise along the river? Is the sky dark with stars twinkling away? This is your mind river. You get to choose. And what can you hear when we're travelling? Have you got a hum of a boat? Can you hear the engine? Is it an electric boat? Or is it solar powered? Or is there no noise at all from the boat itself? But what you can hear is you can hear the boat cutting through the water. And I want you to focus on the noise that you can hear of the water. And you can hear splashes just further on. And when you look, you can see there's an otter slipping in and out of the river water. And it's just going along. It's not disturbed by you, it doesn't run from you, it just does exactly as it was doing. You can slow the boat and watch if you'd like. And you can see its glistening fur as it goes under the water and then comes out again. And when you're looking down into the water, you can see some silver fish and they're darting around. And the water's clear. And you can see grasses. And the bottom of the boat is parting the grasses as you sail forward. And we've passed the otter now. And now we're surrounded by reeds on either side of the boat. Tall reeds. And they're swaying gently in the wind. And there's a beautiful breeze. It's warm. It's not hot. And we can feel the breeze on our face. And as we look at the reeds, they're swaying gently. And I want you to reach out your hand and I want you to let your fingertips touch the top of the reeds as you go past. That feeling, same feeling as if you're walking in a meadow, touching the top of grasses. I want you to think how comfortable you are while you're sitting here. And maybe you want to adjust your chair now. Maybe you want to lie back a bit. Or maybe you want to raise your legs so they're stretched out in front of you. Maybe you don't want a chair at all. You want some deep cushions that you can lie on and rest on. Or maybe you want to stand and lean on the railing at the front of the boat and get full vantage point. And there's more wildlife. You can see a kingfisher just up ahead. It's small and it's darting around. You can see the colours, and the sun picks out the colours. And you're listening, and you can hear birds. Gentle noise of birds. It's with the breeze and the birds. And you're looking at the sky, looking at the puffs of clouds, and they're moving gently, making shapes, twisting into different shapes. And as we're going down the river, we're passing a cottage. We can see it coming in the distance. It's a thatched cottage. It's got a beautiful red door. It's got 4 windows at the front. It's brick. And there's a path that leads down to the river. And if we wanted, we could stop. We could get off the boat. We could walk around the cottage and look in the garden. But we're not going to do that today. We know it's there if we want to come back. And we're looking at the front door. It's a painted red. We can see it glistening. It's got a really shiny letterbox. It's been polished. You can see inside the windows. See, there's a beautiful lounge area with sofas and cushions, floral. And then we're passing the cottage. And we're moving on. And we can see there's a fork, so there's 2 ways to go. We can choose if we want to go left or we want to go right. And we're choosing to go left. And up above we can see some Canadian geese by the side of the bank. There's dozens of them just sitting there. Some of them are sleeping, some of them are preening. Some of them are just sitting. We're just observing them as we go by, and they're not taking any notice of us. And we're coming to a forested area on either side of the river, and the trees are becoming denser. At the start there's just 1 or 2 trees, but as we pass in it's getting thicker and thicker. And is it summer? Or is it winter? Is it cold? Are you looking at the forest and you can see all the leaves on the floor and reds and oranges of autumn? Or is it snow on the floor? It's winter. Or have we come in spring? And when we look through the forest we can see bluebells in the distance, a blanket of them, the purpley blue. And if we wanted we could stop the boat and we could walk through that forest. We could touch the bark of the trees. But today it's a river journey and we're just looking. But I want you to imagine if you did leave the boat and you're walking through the forest in autumn. Think about the noise of the crisp leaves crunching under your feet. Think of those colours. Think about reaching down and lifting up a leaf. look at the veins on the leaf, and I want you to trace them with your finger. I want you to trace the vein on the leaf from the centre and back, and then all the smaller lines throughout the leaf. And is the leaf so large it's as big as your hand? Or does it fit in there nicely? If you squeeze the leaf, would it spring back? Would it crunch up into tiny little pieces? And we're going, and we've got the forest on either side. And we're in the shade. I want you to think about the shade and the river and what that looks like. And I want you to think about the reflections on the water. I want you to think about what's behind you. What kind of boat are we on? Are we on a narrow boat? And we walk from the front to the back. And it's a long boat. Or are we on a cruise boat? Which is quite wide. Got less space to walk around. And the seating area is at the back. But we can lie on the boat at the front. And is it an older boat so you can see where the wood needs more varnish? Or is it a brand new luxury boat? Either way, so relaxing. There's nobody else, it's just you. You don't have to worry about other boats. What colour's the boat? If it's a narrow boat, have you painted it? Is there a section for plants at the back with their leaves and their flowers coming out? Is it purely wood? Or is it shiny white plastic? I want you to look behind and at the river, and can you see the water as we're moving through? And as we've cut through that water, it's rippling out. And if it was raining, just very light rain, imagine those raindrops on the river water. And think about the way the ripples go out further and further, and the ripples get larger. And then the ripples merge into each other. But the rain isn't touching us. It's just behind us. We can see it on the water. And in front of us, have we got more wildlife? Have we got some ducks? Perhaps there's a swan and its partner. Beautiful white neck, yellow beak. Gracefully going down the river. And are they in front of us so we can watch them? Or are they to the side of us? How narrow is your river? Have you got lots of water on either side of you? Or are you actually in quite a narrow river? And actually, maybe you're abroad and it's a tropical river. And the view's very different. And maybe it's much warmer because you're abroad. And you can see different vegetation on the banks of the river. Maybe on either side the river you're seeing paddy fields with rice growing. Or you're seeing limestone. Perhaps you've got mountains. And perhaps your river is actually slightly going downwards. Or is it flat? It's your choice. It's your river. It's your boat. And I want you to listen. You can hear the sound of water. Sounds getting louder as we travel up the river. And you can see far in the distance that the landscape is slightly changing. It's now more mountainous, more rugged, but you can hear the sound of water. And now there isn't any greenery. There's rocks by the side of the river. Small pebbles turning into rocks. And you can see the size difference. And we're travelling along and the noise is getting slightly louder. And you can see a stream. And it's going through the rocks. And it's travelling. And you have little pools of water. They're clear, really clear. You can see straight down where it's just covering the pebbles and the rocks. And then more streams again. And we're going to turn the corner. And suddenly you see a spectacular waterfall. And it's high up, it starts high up, and the water comes down. And there's great volume of water. And it's so impressive. And you can see it when it lands at the bottom. It's splashing. And you can see the rocks are glistening in the sun where the splashes are touching them. And there's a big pool and it's further back from the river. And if you wanted, you could get out and you could reach out and touch the waterfall with your hand. Just feel the water as it cascades down. And you can feel the force of that water. But we won't. We're going to continue on our journey. And I want you to think again about your boat. How comfortable it is sitting here, moving along, being in control. And if you wanted, there's a cabin So if you wanted to stop the boat, you can go downstairs, you can go into the cabin, and there's a massive bed and the mattress is soft, and there's pillows and covers and throws, and you can just lie there and you can sleep. And you can hear the water as you're lying in the cabin. And you can come back to your boat at any time. All you need to do is take yourself back into your mind river. And we're coming to the end of our journey soon. We're going to sail a little bit further down the river. As we're moving, the sound of the waterfall becomes quieter and quieter. And we're just seeing the water part as the boat cuts through. And we're so relaxed. We haven't got any worries, any fears, any anxieties. Serene and calm. And I want you to feel, as you're lying here on your boat, that you're the most relaxed you've ever been. And if you're lying back, you can look up into the sky, feel just that slow motion as you're taking a journey down the river. And I want you to take a breath in and a breath out. And you're breathing in beautiful fresh air. And you're releasing all the toxins. And we're actually coming up to a set of steps. And it's time for you to leave the boat. But I want you to keep this feeling of relaxation, of calmness. And I want you to bring it back to when you're fully awake. And we're going to slowly come to as we leave our mind river. And I want you to step on the bottom step. As you do, you feel so relaxed. Your body feels less heavy. You're starting to become more alert. As you step on the second step, you to feel even brighter still. But so relaxed. So relaxed. You can feel it. Relaxation pulsing through your body. From your fingers to your toes. And we're moving on to the third step now. I want you to be stretching your body, awakening, and becoming much more alert. And as we move to the fourth step, I want you to feel that you're actually far more present now. You're awake, but you're still very comfortable. And as we move to the fifth step, I want you to open your eyes, take things very slowly, still feeling utter relaxation. And what I'm going to do now is, while you're coming to, for those of you who are still with me and not asleep, I'm going to be sharing a video of a river which I took for you some time ago, and there isn't going to be any volume to the video. Just sharing this relaxing video so you can slowly wake up but still have that gorgeous sense of relaxation. This is a river in England, and hopefully you can see those water ripples as the waves, as the wind, is moving the water. And we've got some Canadian geese as we're sailing past. Look at the colours. And look at the ripples as they move. And you can see the crisp green against the riverbanks. And the line of trees ahead of us. There are plenty of Canadian geese in England. There's some in Maidstone down on the Medway River. Pretty much any water source you'll find some Canadian geese, like a lake or a river. Is everybody awake? I'm guessing if you were asleep you won't be able to reply. Look at the reflections on the river. And I want you to really notice what you're seeing. Look at the clouds. And those colours. Those patches of blue, darker clouds, white sections. Have a look at the water. So did everybody else envisage this river? What were your rivers like? And you can see we're coming up to some boats. You see some grasses, beautiful trees, And you can see, if you're looking up now at the sky, you can see the blue, and then suddenly we've got areas of white. Tish had no greenery on the banks for her river. Fran was on the Athabasca River. Not sure where that was, but it sounds wonderful. So you can see these boats by the side of us. Some seats on the bank. There's a lovely narrow boat coming up. See that gorgeous tree, the trunk of that tree. Carolyn was on the Grand River. Sharon's river was a mix between rivers near her now and a river she lived near in New Brunswick. I want you to think about whether or not you'd name your boat. That's called the Golden Odyssey. What would you name your boat? Did everybody relax? Oh, looks like that's a dog further up. It looked like a Daisy dog. I don't think we got Wendy with us. And this is a colourful boat coming up. Leslie nearly fell asleep. Sharon found it very relaxing. Thank you. Again, look at the shadows on the water. Beautiful boat. It's picture perfect, isn't it? That wooden boat is how your boat was. How lovely. This is another nice boat. So I want you to return to your boats when you need to, and your mine rivers. And you can change the boat, you can change the location. All I want you to keep is that wonderful sense of relaxation when you go back to your mine river. Fran dreams of travelling the waterways in England on a narrowboat. Well, there you are. We're actually sailing on a narrowboat. So this is when I was on a narrowboat. and it's fascinating seeing what's up by the side of the river. Thank you to everybody who's liked the video. Thank you to everybody who's been able to send me a tip. As you know, virtual guides aren't paid. We rely on the generosity of your tips. So I have a buy me a coffee, which I think is now buying cat stuff, and I have PayPal. And you can see some people now and a dog walking. And those beautiful reflections. It's the River Leone, Leslie. I would need to, Honey would need to check my paperwork. I can't remember. It was near Basingstoke, I think. And you can see people cycling across the bridge. And there you are. We've got a little friend in front of us. Mr. Duck. It's stunning. Imagine living in that house right next to the river. Gorgeous house. Hasn't got the red door that we had though. If you Google Walsham Gates, you'll be able to find out what river that's on. Again, beautiful reflections. Everybody duck. And like I said, I want you to imagine putting your hands out and being able to touch those as you're passing. Oh yes, definitely, Leslie. That would have been that belongs to somebody who's looking after the lock. It's the River Way. Thank you, Fran. Not the River Way. And I just adore the greenery. The only way is up, so they say, Tina. So Leslie, I'd love to live in the cottage, but perhaps not actually having to deal with the locks all the time. So there you are, lovelies. Hopefully that was a bit of relaxation for you, combined with the additional bonus of the video. I know that somebody did ask whether or not they could see the peach. So this is a very sleepy peach, because I've just woken her up. So I hope you enjoyed the tour. I hope you're feeling more relaxed, and I really do want you to take that feeling of relaxation and remember that whenever you want, you can close your eyes and return back to your mind river. Do you think Peach did the meditation? I'm not so sure. She does seem very relaxed though. So maybe she did take the meditation. I don't think she'd be any good on a boat though, but she would like the fish, but probably for the wrong reasons. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining. I know that some of you probably are asleep. Mike is probably fully zonko. I know some of you are going through tough times at the moment, so I hope it's helped. Next weekend, we're going to be seeing Nacho. Nacho is a very cute ginger kitten. And he's very different to other kittens that I've shown you before. I'll probably have to do the spoiler when I put his photo up. But Susan's asking if I can do it again just before Christmas. Maybe I should do it on Christmas, between Christmas and New Year, when everybody's very stressed. I'm going to, it's very difficult now because I've got my hands full with Lepesh. I'm going to say goodbye. Peach is going to say goodbye. Say goodbye. She's not going to say goodbye. Lots of love to everybody. Nacho, just Nacho, that's just his name. I've now got hair on my lip, so I'm going to see you all very soon. See you next weekend. Hope you all have lovely weeks, and of course don't forget this video will be available to watch again should you wish to revisit with myself doing the narration. So take care everybody, see you soon, bye bye.